In this exercise, we'll make our own boilerplate website and just like a good workflow for how to get started as you begin to build your own pages. So we'll begin on GitHub and we'll make a new repo. You can make a new repo here, or you can use the plus sign and make a new repository. I'm in chapter 2 right now, so I'm going to name it view source. Might have to add a 2 or something like that. It looks like this one's available, so that's great. It's a good idea to add a description, or you can leave it, fill that in later if you want to. But we always recommend that you add a README file. We've just found that things kind of go a little more smoothly if you turn that on. And we'll press Create Repository. With our new repo made, we'll begin by adding a file, and by doing the one we'll choose is create a new file, and we'll just name it index.html. And I won't even put anything in there. I'll just press commit changes. I'll accept the message create index.html, and I'll just commit my change. So at this point, I have a new repo. It's called view source. I have an index file. It's more or less empty, but the file is made. And now I'm going to go and edit this on Codespaces. You really have two choices here. You could go ahead and make this repo have GitHub pages turned on. So that could be a next step, go turn on GitHub pages, or you could go work in Codespaces and edit your file and then turn on Codespaces later. Either way is fine. So I'm going to just go, because I'm maybe excited to get to work, I'll press the plus sign again, and this time I'll choose New Codespace. So I'm accessing Codespaces in a slightly different way. Instead of going to github.com/codespace, Codespaces, I'm going to just use the button here from my repo. Here I'm on, that sort of redirects me to github.com/codespaces, and I'll select the repo that I just made, view source. And I know it always gives this message about usage is paid for by your username. There's no actual money that you're paying with. My account is free, and my usage isn't really costing me anything. I guess it's costing me the amount of Codespaces I can have running at once. So you could kind of think of it that way. It's my footprint in some ways. I'll press the green button to create the Codespace. Now here we are back in Codespaces again, our sort of online version of VS Code hosted by GitHub. Again, a couple of things that are good to do right when you get in here. One is to go to the Extensions tab and go ahead and turn on Live Server or install Live Server so that you can use it. And then once that's taken care of, and it looks like it's just kind of taking a moment here to do that, then I'm ready to go ahead and edit my file. So I'll kind of come back to my Explorer area, go into Index, and the first thing that you'll add are just the kind of bare bones basics for a web page. This is what we had kind of in the book, something like this. There's another extension that you might be interested in. I'm going to see if I can install it now. It's called Prettier. And if I go ahead and install Prettier, this is a code formatter, just sort of adding a little extra to-do item here on this screencast or video documentation than what's exactly in the book. But with Prettier installed, I can control or right-click to access the contextual menu. And then from here, I can format my document. The first time around, I'll do format with, and I'll choose Prettier. And then every time I do it thereafter, I can just say format. You can see this just automatically makes my code a lot easier to read. It provides indentation that suggests where the nesting is in the code. So I can see like everything inside the head element is kind of indented here like this, and everything inside body is indented like this. I can also use the contextual menu to open this with Live Server, and I'll see in the Live Server kind of live version that I only just have one word showing up on the page and I have a title on the page. And if we look at our code, we can see, oh yeah, we have one heading and we have a title. But we also have the architecture of the website itself. We have our doc type and we have our HTML tag and then the parts, head and body, and everything is nested correctly. With all of this looking good, I'll now go over to source control. I will go ahead and stage all of my changes. I'll add a message about this commit. So this commit is, let's say, adding essential tags. And I'll press commit and I'll sync my changes. Okay. I think I closed the browser window, but if I go back to GitHub and I go back to my view source repo, I should now see, I can even see already that my adding essential tags commit is there, and I should see that my changes have been committed. Remember that we cannot view this live until we enable pages. So I would need to, this is kind of just a reminder, I would need to go to settings and I would need to go to pages, and I'm just going to select the main branch and save. So now with pages enabled, I could actually share the sort of live view of my work. So if I came back to my view source repo, it always kind of takes a minute before it deploys, but in a moment I would see here where those deployments are. I might refresh a couple of times and sort of hope for it to show up, but this is where I would go ahead and see there's my deployment on GitHub Pages.
And once your page deploys, then you can go and see it in your live view, published and hosted by GitHub.